प्रिये भ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा। Let's begin. Happy Kartik month everybody. Right, so let's begin with Damodar Ashtakam. नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्राजमानं यशोदाभियोलोकालादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्तातो धृत्यगोप्या यशोदाभियोलोकालादवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्तातो धृत्यगोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्बोजयुग्मेन शाटङ्कनेत्रम् रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रायुग्मं मृजन्तं कराम्बोजयुग्मेन शाटङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेखा स्थिताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धं मुहुश्वासकम्पात्रिरेखाङ्ककाण्ठा स्थिताग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीशितग्नेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे तदीशितग्नेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्तिवन्दे नमो देवदामोदर विष्णु वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावादिं वा न चन्यं रनेहं वर्षादपीह वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षावादिं वा न चन्यं रनेहं वर्षादपीह इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्याविरस्तां किमन्यै इदं ते वपुर्नाथा गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्याविरस्तां किमन्यै इदं ते मुखाम्भोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तैश्च गोप्या इदं ते मुखाम्भोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं रक्तैश्च गोप्या मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्तादारं मे मनस्याविरस्तं मालं लक्षलाभै मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्तादारं मे मनस्याविरस्तं मालं लक्षलाभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्तविष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाब्धिमग्नम् नमो देव दामोदर अनन्त विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभो दुःखजलाब्धिमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानो गृहाणेश मामज्ञं यदि अक्षिदृश्या कृपा दृष्टिवृष्ट्यातिदीनं बतानो एष मामज्ञं यदि अक्षिदृश्या कुबेरात्मजौ भद्रमूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भाजौ कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजौ भद्रमूर्त्यैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमो शीघ्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ नमो शीघ्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय तविस्य नमस्ते स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Anybody read the translation?
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall I?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose shark-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokula, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was turning into butter, and stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greatest speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodara, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my humble obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing the 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours, as Balagopala in Vrindavana, may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodara, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodara, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvara, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by you, in your form as a baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodara, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani, and I offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Happy Kartik month. So special about Kartik month? Anyone? Before we get into the class.
We are supposed to show ghee lamb to Lord Krishna.
Yeah, ghee lamp. That is one thing. And then?
Then
It
we
is
have
the
to take
most
a vow
auspicious
for
month.
it.
Most auspicious month. Okay. Then?
Govardhan Leela happened during this time.
Govardhan Leela happened. Then what else happened?
Yashoda Mai tying uh, Krishna to the mortar because he allowed it to happen. So that
Damodar.
2 inches extra or 2 feet extra is from his love for her, for his devotees.
Okay, that also happened. Then what else happened?
With the mercy of Krishna, the Kuvera sons were also liberated.
Haribol. Exactly. Kuvera's sons were also liberated. Okay, now what is the benefit of this month? Why should we show the lamp?
Anything we do in this month for the Lord is manifested, 1,000-fold.
Okay, but why should we show the lamp? You can show Damodar Aarti, you can do before Kartik month also. You can do after Kartik month also. Why only in Kartik month we should do?
All your papas have been washed out, Mataji, in this month when you show the lamb.
Okay. You can take up Ekadashis and all that fasting, no? All that time also the sins will go. What is Kartik? Whose month is this? Is it Krishna's month?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Actually, Karthik is very, very dear to Srimati Radharani. And the
Haribol, this is what I
Rasa
was
Leela
waiting for.
also happened. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji. So Kartika means Radharani's name. So this month is named after her name. Okay, this month represents her. This month is very, very dear to Radharani. That's why we do more devotion service to Krishna. When you want to please Radharani, you have to please Krishna. Okay, I mean, if you want to please Radharani, you have to worship Krishna. If you want to please Krishna, you have to worship Radharani. Right? That's why we say, our Sampradaya says Hare Krishna, because we want to please both of them. Right? But if you go to Vrindavan, they say Radhe, 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 Radhe. Why? Because if they say Radhe, Radhe, Krishna will automatically be pleased. Because Krishna is in the pocket of Radharani. Right? So this month is very, very special to Radharani. It represents Radharani. It's named after her name, right? Kartika means Radharani, right? And that is why. And one more thing, why do we do Damodar Aarti, ghee lamp Aarti in this month is because again the ghee lamp is very, very dear to Radharani, and that's why we show that ghee lamp to Krishna, right? When you do something which is very dear to Radharani, I mean using what is dear to Radharani, if you offer it to Krishna, right? Radharani will be immediately pleased. That's why devotion service is guaranteed if you do anything like prema, right? Krishna prema is guaranteed if you do even little bit of service to Krishna in this month, especially the Damodar Aarti and Damodar Ashtakam, right? It's very important. And not only that, it seems I was hearing to one of the lectures, okay? So there, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu was saying, what did he say? If you, so he says, how many of you want to meet Yamaraj or Yamadutas? Nobody wants to meet, right? So how do you escape that? There are so many ways to escape actually, by doing pure bhakti, by following so many austerities, and it is all severe and very difficult, right? One of the is not one of the easiest way to escape Yamaraj and Yamadutas after death, right? Or at the time of death is at least once in your lifetime, just once. Okay. Now, if not every month, if not all the days of the month, at least once in your lifetime, if you do Damodar Arti, right, during Kartik month, with devotion, with full devotion, if you do even once, then you're free from Yamarajas. That means Yamaraja and Yamadutas. Why? Because all your sins will be vanquished. But what you need to do is, you need to do Damodar Arti with full devotion, pure bhakti, Anyabhilashita Shunyam. It should be pure bhakti. Only then you will be free from Yamaraj and you will directly go to Krishna, because you will be sinless. Anagha, right? We will become Anagha, sinless. Not even one tinge or one trace of sin will be left in us if you do Damodar Arti with full devotion, right? And that's why we are advised to do every month, all the days of, every a year, all the days of Kartik month, we are advised to do Arti, because we don't do with pure devotion. But when we do and do and do year after year, month, year after year, one day we will get that devotion, because when you do Arti, our sins will get destroyed. The more and more sins get destroyed, more and more pure bhakti will get manifested in our heart, right? So, if you continue to do, more sins and more sins and more sins will get destroyed, and one day you will be able to offer pure devotion to the Lord. That is the reason we have to do Damodar Arti, right? It's very important, and you need to, more importantly, you need to invite others to do Damodar Arti, right? See, Guru Maharaj says, if anything is dear to me in this world, right? It's not my disciples, it is not anything. My disciples preaching to others is what is more dear to me. That's what he says, right? That's the only thing he always says. My disciples are not dear to me. We are, but the most is when my disciples preach others to do this, a devotional service. That is what is going to make him very pleasing, right? It's going to please him very much, and then we will definitely get Krishna if our spiritual master is pleased, right? That's why we have house programs. We take Damodar, we take Prasadam, we take ghee lamps, everything we take, and we go to house and house, and or road, whoever we find, we say, take the lamp, offer, just show it to Damodar, and then we will give them Prasadam also, and we will send them, right? So it's very important. So if they do, say they've done it, right? They next life, it's guaranteed that they will get a devotee life, devotee janma. It's guaranteed if an atheist or a non-devotee does Damodar Arti. Okay, and if a person doesn't do Damodar Arti, whether it is devotee or non-devotee, whatever, right? If a person doesn't do any devotional service in Kartik month, then what will happen to that person? Knows? Any idea? If a person does not do the Damodar Arti or any kind of devotional service during Kartik month, what will happen to that person?
We'll meet Yamaraj.
Okay. Yeah, but why? Like, when do you meet Yamaraj? When something happens, we should meet, no? What is that?
His sins will multiply, Mataji.
Okay, in a way, yes. But technically, what will happen? Our 10 years punya, right? The 10 years good deeds, what we have done, the effect of our 10 years good deeds will be completely taken away. That means 10 years of bad luck is guaranteed for a person who doesn't do devotional service, any kind of devotional service during Kartik month. 10 years, we can calculate, right? 10 years of all the good luck that we have, or all the good deeds, no, all the punya that we have in our account, we have earned, right? All that will be taken away. So what is left? If your punya is gone, Papa is left. Sins are left, right? So sins will be taken away. I mean, sins is going to manifest. So punya, whatever punya, good things are supposed to happen in those 10 years will not happen. Rather, double of bad things will start happening. 10 years of bad things will start happening, right? So that is what is going to happen. And if your punya is gone, that means definitely hell, right? So that's why Damodar Aarti is very important, especially I mean, any kind of devotion service we need to do. Some Shravanam, Kirtanam, and we need to do more. Intelligent people do more. That's why devotees do more of it. If you're chanting 16 rounds, they will chant, 20 rounds. If they're doing 1 hour of lecture, they will do 2 hours of lecture, right? If they're reading 1 page every day, they will read 2 pages because they are intelligent. Devotees are intelligent, right? So they know little bit, little effort, more gain. Who will leave this discount offer? Nobody will leave, right? And one more thing, here in we see Damodar Leela, Yashoda Mata tied him up to this mortar, no? Why mortar? This I heard from my Siksha Guru. Very nice it was. Why is he tied up to a mortar? Why not to some other tree or something?
Hare Krishna Mataji. He did all his monkey business sitting on that motor. No, he distributed butter and like even literally speaking to monkeys also. So that is the reason when Yashoda saw him, he was on the motor and then distributing the butter. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, very nice, Mataji.
On
Yeah.
top of it, actually.
Sorry, Prabhu?
I think he steals the butter on top of that.
Yeah.
That's
That's what the law of conspiracy, no? When you do something, some crime, and if somebody is supporting that crime, that person also will be punished, right? So if so, supporting crime is also wrong, no? According to the law. So same thing happened. This mortar is the one that supported Krishna in every way, right? What all he did, like everything, that mortar, climbing on it and taking the butter, sitting on it and having this, what Mataji told, no, monkey association, distributing butter, everything was done using that mortar. So what did Yashoda Maya do? Mortar also let it also get punished. So she tied him up to the mortar, right? And yeah, so it's very interesting. You can read Krishna book, this Leela, Damodar Leela. You can read Krishna book. It's very nice. Or you can read 10th chapter. It's not advised actually. So it's better, 10th canto. You can read Krishna book. It's given in a very nice way. And reading this gives Krishna pleasure. It's going to be very, very pleasurable for Krishna. Okay, now let's begin with the class. We have to start with the 25th verse. Okay, so prayers by the ladies of Hastinapura. Yada hi adharmena tamodiyan nripa jivanti tatraisa hi satvata kila datte bhagam satyamritam dayam yasho bhavaya rupani dhadad yuge yuge. Translation: whenever there are kings and administrators living like animals in the lowest mode of existence, the Lord is in his transcendental form manifests his supreme power, the truth positive, shows special mercy to the faithful, performs wonderful activities, and manifests various transcendental forms as is necessary in the different periods and ages. Okay, Purport, who wants to read quickly?
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. As mentioned above, the cosmic creation is the property of the Supreme Lord. This is the basic philosophy of Isopanishad. Everything is the property of the Supreme Being. No one should encroach upon the property of the Supreme Lord. One should accept only what is kindly awarded by him. Therefore, the earth or any other planet or universe is the absolute property of the Lord. The living beings are certainly his parts and parcels or sons, and thus every one of them has the right to live at the mercy of the Lord to execute his prescribed work. No one therefore can encroach upon the right of another individual man or animal without being so sanctioned by the Lord. The king or the administrator is the representative of the Lord to look after the management of the Lord's will. He must therefore be recognized person like Maharaja Yudhishthira or Parikshit. Such kings have full responsibility and knowledge from authorities about the administration of the world. But at times, due to the influence of the ignorance mode of material nature, tamoguna, the lowest of the material modes, kings and administrators come into power without knowledge and responsibility. And such foolish administrators live like animals for the sake of their own personal interest. The result is that the whole atmosphere becomes surcharged with anarchy and vicious elements. Nepotism, bribery, cheating, aggression, and therefore famine, epidemic, war, and similar other disturbing features become prominent in human society, and the devotees of the Lord or the faithful are persecuted by all means. All these symptoms indicate the time of an incarnation of the Lord to re-establish the principles of religion and to vanquish the mala administrators. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord then appears in his transcendental form without any tinge of material qualities. He descends just to keep the state of his creation in a normal condition. The normal condition is that the Lord has provided each and every planet with all the needs of the native living beings. They can happily live and execute their predestined occupations to attain salvation at the end, following the rules and regulations mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The material world is created to satisfy the whims of the Nitya Bada or everlasting conditioned souls, just as naughty boys are provided with playing cradles. Otherwise, there was no need of the material world. But when they become intoxicated with power of material science to exploit the resources unlawfully without the sanction of the Lord, and that also only for sense gratification, there is a necessity of the Lord incarnation to chastise the rebellious and to protect the faithful. When he descends, he exhibits superhuman acts just to prove his supreme right, and materialists like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, and Kamsa are sufficiently punished. He acts in a manner which no one can imitate. For example, the Lord, where he appeared as Rama, bridged the Indian Ocean. When he appeared as Krishna, from his very childhood, he showed superhuman activities like by killing Putna, Aghasura, Sakatasura, Kalia, etc. And then his maternal uncle Kansa. When he was at Dwarka, he married 16,108 queens, and all of them were blessed with a sufficient number of children. The sum total of his personal family members amounted to about 1 lakh, popularly known as Yadu Vamsa. And again, during his lifetime, he managed to vanquish them all. He is famous as the Govardhana Dhari Hari because he lifted at the age of only 7 the hill known as Govardhana. The Lord killed many undesirable kings in his time, and as a Kshatriya, he fought chivalrously. He is famous as Assam Mordhava, unparalleled. No one is equal to or greater than him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Next shloka. Aho alam shlagyatamam yadokulam, aho alam punyatamam madhurvanam, yadesha pumsam rishabashriyopati swajanmanachan kramane nachanchati. Translation. Oh, how supremely glorified is the dynasty of King Yadu, and how virtuous is the land of Mathura, where supreme leaders of all living beings, the husband of the goddess of fortune, has taken his birth and wandered in his childhood. Yeah, purport?
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna
Priya
Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Shrila Prabhupada ki jai. In Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna has expressively given a description of his transcendental appearance, disappearance, and activities. The Lord appears in a particular family or place by his inconceivable potency. He does not take his birth as a conditioned soul, quits his body, and accepts another body. His birth is like the appearance and disappearance of the sun. The sun arises on the eastern horizon, but that does not mean that the eastern horizon is a parent of sun. The sun is existent in every part of the solar system, But he becomes visible at the scheduled time and so also becomes invisible at another scheduled time. Similarly, the Lord appears in this universe like the sun and again leaves our sight at another time. He exists at all times and at every place, but by his causeless mercy, and when he appears before us, takes it for granted that he has taken his birth. Anyone who has understood this truth in terms of statements of revealed scriptures certainly becomes liberated just after quitting the present body. Liberation is obtainable after many births and after great endeavor in patience and perseverance, in knowledge and renunciation. But simply by knowing in truth about the Lord's transcendental birth and activities, one can get liberation at once. That is the verdict of Bhagavad Gita. But those who are in the darkness of ignorance conclude that the Lord's birth and activities in the material world are similar to those of the ordinary living being. Such imperfect conclusions cannot give anyone liberation. His birth, therefore, in the family of King Yadu as the son of King Vasudeva and his transfer into the family of Nanda Maharaj in the land of Mathura are all transcendental arrangements made by the internal potency of the Lord. The fortunes of the Yadu dynasty and that of the inhabitants of the land of Mathura cannot be materially estimated. If simply by knowing the transcendental nature of the birth and activities of the Lord, one can get liberation easily, we can just imagine that is what is in store for those who have actually enjoyed the company of the Lord in person as a family member or as a neighbor. All those who were fortunate enough to associate with the Lord, the husband of goddess of fortune, certainly obtain something more than what is known as liberation. Therefore, rightly the dynasty and the land are both ever glorious by the grace of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Next shloka. This is the last shloka, and then we will discuss. Aho batasvar yashasas तिरस्करी कुशस्थली पुण्ययशस्करी भुवा पश्यन्ति नित्यं यदुन यद् अनुग्रहेशितं स्मितावलोकं स्वपतिं स्मयत् प्रजा. Undoubtedly, it is wonderful that Dwaraka has defeated the glories of the heavenly planets and has enhanced the celebrity of the earth. The inhabitants of Dwaraka are always seeing the soul of all living beings, Krishna, in his loving feature. He glances at them and favors them with sweet smiles. The purport? Who wants to read?
I'll read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The heavenly planets are inhabited by demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, and pious souls. And the pious souls reach thereafter thereafter performances of many virtuous acts on earth. Modern scientists agree that the timing arrangement in higher planetary systems is different from that of the earth. Thus, it is understood from the revealed scriptures that the duration of life there is 10,000 years by our calculation. 6 months on earth is equal to 1 day on the heavenly planets. Facilities of enjoyment are also similarly enhanced, and the beauty of the inhabitants is legendary. Common men on earth are very much fond of reaching the heavenly planets because they have heard that comforts of life are far greater there than on the earth. They are now trying to reach the moon by a spacecraft. Consider all this. The heavenly planets are more celebrated than the earth, but the celebrity of earth has defeated that of the heavenly planets because of Dwaraka, where Lord Sri Krishna reigned as king. 3 places, namely Vrindavan, Mathura, and Dwaraka, are more important than the famous planets within the universe. These places are perpetually sanctified because whenever the Lord descends to earth, he displays his transcendental activities, particularly in these 3 places. They are perpetually the holy lands of the Lord, and the inhabitants still take advantage of the holy places, even though the Lord is now out of their sight. The Lord is the soul of all living beings, and he desires always to have all the living beings in their swarupa, in their constitutional position, to participate in transcendental life in his association. His attractive features and sweet smiles go deep into the... Mataji, can you just lift the brow? Yeah. Once it is done, the living being is admitted into the kingdom of God, from which no one returns. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In the heavenly planets may be very famous for offering better facilities of material enjoyment. But as we learned from the Bhagavad Gita 9.20 to 21, one has to come back to Earth planet as soon as the acquired virtue is finished. Dwaraka is certainly more important than the heavenly planets because whoever had been favored with the smiling glance of the Lord shall never come back again to this rotten earth, which is certified by the Lord himself as a place of misery. Not only this earth, but also all the planets of the universes are places of misery, because in none of the planets within the universe is there eternal life, eternal bliss, and eternal knowledge. Any person engaged in the devotion service of the Lord is recommended to live in one of the above mentioned three places, namely Dwaraka, Mathura, or Vrindavan, because devotion service in these places is magnified. Those who go there to follow the principles in terms of instructions imparted in revealed scriptures surely achieve the same results as obtained during the presence of Lord Krishna. His abode and he himself are identical, and a pure devotee under the guidance of another experienced devotee can obtain all the result even at present. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, so we covered 3 shlokas. So what does it say? 25th shloka says Krishna appears when the adharma starts predominating, right? In Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says the same thing. Yada yada hi dharmasya glani. Dharma is going to become glani. That means when dharma shrinks and adharma comes to act, then what happens? When adharma prevails or predominates, that's when Krishna comes. Right? Let me just share the PPT. So that's the reason Krishna appeared, and Mahabharat war was also, that was the main reason why the war happened, right? So now there are different people in the world, no? When do you say adharma prevails? Anyone? There are many kinds of people, right? When it's not that the world will be, there are going to be good people also. There are going to be little bad also. There are going to be completely bad people also. So how can you say completely adharma only prevails?
When the asuras were starting to affect or do some things to devotees, actually wrong things to devotees.
Yeah, when asuras stop devotees from carrying out devotional service.
Yeah.
Yeah, the examples we've seen, no? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, they all did the same thing. They stopped devotees from doing their devotional service. So there is a story in relation to this, right? In 4th canto, there was a sage, okay? And he was passing by. And what happens? He first meets a prince. Okay, so when he sees a prince, this prince is very aristocratic. He's so attached to his seat, right? You can see in the picture, right? So much, just attached to all the material comforts and position and power and everything. So when they give him a curse, he will say, you live forever. That's a curse. Live forever is a curse. Can you imagine? And then next, he will meet one sadhu. Okay, so he's a very saintly person, all the time doing some austerity. He will say, he will meet the sadhu and say, he'll give a comment. Okay, he will say, you live or die. Either you live or you die. No issues. Right? And then next, what happens? He will meet one brahmachari devotee. Okay, when he meets brahmachari, he will say, you die immediately. Can you imagine? When he sees the brahmachari, he will say, the sage will say, you die immediately. And then he will see one hunter. Okay, when he sees the hunter, he will say, you should neither live nor die. You should neither live nor die. Right? Can you imagine? Now anyone knows what is the meaning of these statements? Why should the king live forever?
Hare Krishna Mataji, he is too attached to his sense gratification and possession.
So if he dies, he will go to hellish planet.
Yeah, if he dies, he'll go to hell and he will suffer there. So actually the sage wanted to save him, right? Because when we are overly attached to material things, natural for us to overindulge in sense gratification. Sense gratification means raw thief, right? Prabhupada describes sense gratification, a person doing sense gratification as a thief, because we are using Lord's property for our benefit, right? And our enjoyment. So thief, robbing means it is a sin, right? So you do more and more sin if you're overly attached to your sense activities and everything. So if he dies, he will naturally go to hell. So the sage wanted to save him. So he says, do not die, live forever, right? And this sadhu, he says, live or die. Why?
For him, both are same, Mataji.
Huh?
For him, both are same, no? Even if he dies, he is in the, like, what do you call? He is living for pleasing the Lord. If he dies also, he will go to Goloka and he will please the Lord.
Yeah, very nice. Whether he lives or dies, he will do one activity only. Right? If he is living also, he will do devotional service. After dying also, he will do devotional service. Because while living, if we do devotional service, after dying, what will happen? We will be transferred to the spiritual world. When we go to Goloka, there nothing else other than devotional service happens, right? So there we go and we continue to do our devotional service. Right? We practice here, we perform there. Right? Practice here and perform in Vaikuntha, it is said, no? So when if you are say you're doing a cooking seva in this while living, right? So if you are a devotee and when you die, you'll be going to Goloka. There also you will cook for Krishna. You will cook for Radharani. If you are making garlands here, right? If you are practicing devotee, right? If we are all practicing devotee. So if we are doing some seva, that is called practicing. Why? We practice and we perform in Goloka, right? So that is how sadhus are. They live for devotional service. They after die also they will do devotional service. So there's no difference. So the sage says you live or die. Brahmachari, he says immediately die. Not die. He says immediately die. Why? Guess. It's easy.
So he will not be entangled in the material world afterwards. Kind of, I don't know.
No, actually, brahmachari does with complete devotion. A sadhu might mix it with pious activities, right? But a brahmachari, complete devotion, he doesn't have a family, he doesn't have anybody to take care of, he doesn't have responsibilities. So all day he engages only in devotion service. So what happens when he dies? It's guaranteed that he will go back home, back to Godhead, right? So as soon as he dies, he will go back home, back. Got it. So the sage says, okay, let him die immediately. A hunter, he will say, what was the curse? He says, neither live nor die. Neither live nor die. Why? Because he lives also ghastly life, right? By killing and doing all this. And after dying, definitely he'll go to hell. Because in the hell also he will do, very ghastly things only. He will get punished very severely, right? So that is why the sage says, you neither live nor die. Whether you live or die, there's no difference because it's the same thing. You're doing ghastly things here. When you go to hell, the punishments will be even more ghastlier, right? So you neither live nor die. So this is how the society gets, this is a combination of today's society, right? So how dharma will become less glani, right? And how adharma will start prevailing or predominating is when this combination gets disturbed and only bad people start, when we start raising bad people in the society, then such in that way what happens? Only adharma starts prevailing, right? And then what happens? Discouragement starts, right? When you're doing devotional service, they will come and laugh at you, and then if you're not very strong in your devotional service, you will give up. You'll be like, oh, that person is laughing, I'll not be included in the gang, I'll be thrown out, everybody will comment on me, I will not, my parents are against it, my spouse is against it, my children are against it, etc., right? And we will definitely stop. So what happens when we do that? Automatically, even without our knowledge, adharma starts prevailing or predominating, and then what happens? Krishna has to come, right? When adharma prevails, then Krishna has to come. That is what this shloka is all about, where it says, the Lord has to manifest when there are kings or people who are living like animals in the lowest modes of material existence. Right? So that is very, very important. And that's when all this starts, you know, when in a society, in a godless society, you can see, no, Advaita Acharya also prayed, right? Because the society was becoming godless. And what happens in a godless society? It's given over here. Nepotism, bribery, cheating, aggression, famine, epidemic, war, everything, all disturbing features happen. And even if one or two devotees are there, they will also be suffering. They will also not be able to do any kind of devotional service, right? So that is important. And that's why here it is said, Krishna comes. And Krishna comes and he performs superhuman activities. Right? That's why in the next purport, Prabhupada says, just knowing the activities of the Lord in itself is divyam. Janma karma cha ve divyam, janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tatvatha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna. Right? Just knowing the Lord and his activities in itself is very, very auspicious, right? So what happens? They are auspicious as in transcendental. The activities, the birth, everything of the Lord is transcendental. Why is the birth of the Lord transcendental? Activities we know, right? Superhuman activities. He lifts Govardhan Hill with a little finger and all that. But how is his birth also transcendental? Great. Anyone? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, he is number one, it's not born. He expands, number one. Number two, his body is transcendental body. So it's not like our body with the same sense has to perform the same function. So he is transcendental. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, very nice. His body is transcendental. It's he doesn't have a material body, gross body, subtle body like us. He has only one body, that is spiritual body. Every time he incarnates or comes down, he comes with the same spiritual body. There's no different bodies. He doesn't transmigrate, right? That is one thing, as Mataji said. But the most important thing is he's not a conditioned soul, right? He doesn't have to we can't choose our parents. We can't say next janma I will take birth in this particular house, in a very aristocratic house. I will take birth to as a this particular person's son. No, we can't, right? We can't choose. Whatever comes to us according to the material laws, we have to accept, right? Because we are bound, we are conditioned, we are in the control of karma, we are under the control of karma, right? Whatever Maya Devi decides or Yamaraj decides, right? We have to follow that. Whatever we do based on our karma and desire, our next life is prepared. Our next life starts getting prepared the moment we are born. Can you imagine? Prabhupada says, the moment we are born, the next life starts getting prepared. Right? And it gets completely prepared the moment we leave this particular body. Right? So whatever you're doing now, we need to understand we are actually preparing our next life. Right? So we are under the condition. But Krishna is not like that. He can choose whose son he wants to be born as, right? In which place, in what kind of house, who should be there in his leelas, what kind of leelas he wants to perform, right? What kind of associates he wants to have. Everything he can decide. He will plan, and they all of us will just execute that, right? So that's why his birth in itself is not transcendental, right? And just by knowing his birth, right? Can you imagine? Simply by knowing the truth about Lord's transcendental birth and activities, one can get liberation, right? Punarjanma naiti mameti, so Arjuna, Krishna says, right? So that's why it's very and after he comes and after he takes birth, all the activities are superhuman, right? It's beyond our imagination. We can't even imagine the way he expands. It was given in the previous purport, 16,108 Krishnas he becomes. He marries 16,108 palaces. Each queen will have the same kind of palace, right? In Rasa dance, Krishna expands. Each gopi will think, okay, I have one Krishna for myself, right? And actually the gopi thinks the Krishna is dancing only with me. The other gopis are standing and waiting and seeing. That's what the gopi thinks, right? So how in Rasa Leela setup, if you see, one Krishna and two gopis on either sides, right? So that what happens, Krishna doesn't expand like for one Krishna for one gopi. No, one Krishna, two gopis. Why? Because if in case the gopis turn around and see one another Krishna dancing with one more gopi, they will think, okay, Krishna is not dancing only with me. That special factor, no, that will reduce, no. So that's why what happens? Krishna will stand in between two gopis, and both the gopis will be dancing with one Krishna, right? So this is all just you need to imagine, no, so much caring he is for devotees. Oh, what if she thinks she is not feeling special, right? All this, so much of care. Nobody does that in the material world. They will all think, what am I going to gain, right? Nobody takes care so much. Any love, a tinge of pure love that exists in the material world is mother child love, right? No other love you can call it love, right? Because everywhere there is expectations, right? You cannot say, oh, I'm without expectation, whatever they do, let them do, I will give love. No, that is impossible, right? But a mother, at least to some extent, at least when the baby is small, that kind of love is there, pure love, right? That is very important. And yeah, here I think somewhere here Prabhupada writes, no, just by knowing, simply by knowing the transcendental nature of activities, if you can get liberation, just imagine what will people gain. I mean, people who actually enjoyed the company of the Lord, right? And like a mother, like a family member, like a neighbor in the past times that was happening, what will those souls actually get? Can you imagine? Like Prabhupada says in one of the lectures, Putana fed poisoned milk and she got a position of a mother. Now you are not feeding poisoned milk, you are feeding sugar and milk to the Krishna. Imagine what position you will get because you are feeding sugar and milk to Krishna, right? We offer bhoga, milk and sugar. Just imagine what kind of position you will get, right? For poisoned milk, mother's position. For sweetened milk, what kind of position you will get? I mean, just imagine, but you have to do it with devotion. That is very, very important, right? That's why Bali Maharaj says, no, what wonderful effect is it just by thinking of attempting to serve the Lord. I mean, just by thinking of attempting. You've not done anything. You're just thinking, can I try? Will it be nice if I do this devotional service? You're just thinking in your mind, and for thinking only, you'll get wonderful results, right? Just by thinking to offer obeisances to the Lord, like Bali Maharaj did that only. He was thinking, right? What can I do? He's asking one more foot of land. What I'll give? Will I give myself? He just thought, I don't have anything. No, I should give myself only. So let him put his head on my, leg on my head. He was just thinking, and just imagine. That's why Bali Maharaj says, right? I was just thinking to offer obeisances, and I can't even imagine what kind of favor I got, right? And he got a kingdom where the Lord serves as a doorkeeper. Doorkeeper, who Supreme Personality of Godhead serves as a doorkeeper for Bali Maharaj's kingdom, Vamanadev, right? So that is very important. And he told that, Bali Maharaj told that out of devotion. He said, I'm taking birth in a demonic family, right? And I'm a demon. I'm not fit to be, favored actually, right? That should be there. That is called realized humility. But we all think we are great in some or the other way, right? We see only the positives in us, and we will start clinging on to that, right? But nobody thinks, oh, I'm so useless. I have two good qualities, but 10 bad qualities. But we don't see the 10 bad qualities, right? We see 10 bad qualities in others. It should be ulta actually. We should see bad in ourselves and good in others, but we see good in ourselves, bad in others, right? That's why that anartha nivritti stage is very difficult to overcome, right? And what else? Here it is said, no, how how virtuous is the land of Mathura, because the Krishna stamped on the soil of Mathura. It's very auspicious. It's very holy, right? So anyone knows how when Krishna entered Mathura, how did people welcome him? Krishna entered, no? Krishna and Balram went to Mathura the first time. Akrura took them. When they entered Mathura, what happened? Yes, Sujata.
Garlands, flower shower from the top.
Okay, garlands, flowers, then?
Trumpets.
I can't hear you, Mataji. Okay, so like Prabhu said, the fruit sellers, giving fruits to Krishna. Flower sellers were giving free garlands. They were making and putting around Krishna. Then who else? Anyone else wants to add? No one? There was a tailor actually. That is also a very famous instance. The tailor stitched clothes for Krishna. Yeah, Satyanarayan Prabhu.
I think it's Kamsa's cloth, I guess, actually, like where he was trying to pack clothes and giving it to Kamsa. And Lord liked it, and first I think he denied actually. So Lord let him, but he took that clothes, and that was fitting him, and he was happy with it, I guess.
Yeah, very nice. There was a conversation between the tailor and Krishna.
Yeah,
Finally,
correct.
he gave the clothes, the dress to Krishna. Right? And what else? The ladies, they were all just looking at Krishna, mesmerized. All the ladies of Mathura. Like, so beautiful he is. Where did he come from all these days? I didn't see him. We didn't see him.
Yeah, I think
They were
the
very
part
excited.
of the
And
Krishna
one more
body is
person.
also from the ladies' thing, right? Like each and every mark in Krishna's body is coming from the ladies, like
I didn't
right?
understand.
Like for example, like they have different. There will be different symbols, right, in Krishna's body.
Yeah.
And due to the appearances, that from the looks of those ladies, I think those got captured in Krishna's body.
Not sure, Prabhu. I didn't read those.
I know one of it. I know. I mean, I went through it.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
Probably. And one more person, no? What happened? Sandalwood pulp. Anyone knows who gave him sandalwood pulp?
Kubja.
Kubja. Very nice. Kubja, right? So Kubja, what is she? Hunched back lady, very ugly, right? But Krishna called her Sundari. Krishna called a very ugly lady, very beautiful. Sundari he calls, right? And who is actually Kubja? Anyone knows? Who is actually Kubja? What?
She's Kuni's character from Rama Avatar. I think
What was
she's
Manthara.
No, not Manthara.
no Kuni's character, I guess, from Ramayana.
What's the name? No, she was a demon. Ravana's sister Shurpanaka. Right? So she was Ravana's sister Shurpanaka. She was so attracted by Ram. She saw Ram and she was like, oh, I want to marry Ram. Right? And then she went and proposed and Ram said, no, I'm Ekapatni Vrata. This time, only one wife. So I can't marry you. Then she was like, no, but I want to marry. What to do? Then he said, okay, you go and ask Lakshmana. He is also very handsome. Right? So she goes to Lakshman and says, I want to marry you. Then Lakshman also gets very angry and says, who will marry you? You are a demon. And then she gets insulted, right? So she tries to attack. So Lakshman, what he does, cuts the ears and nose of Shurpanaka and throws, right? And she becomes very ugly, right? Without ears and nose. And she goes back to Ravan and starts crying, right? And this will also add to Ravan's, revenge against Ram, actually, right? And then, but that desire was very sincere and intense, right? She fell in love with Ram's beauty, and she was like, I want to marry him, right? So because of this strong desire, what happened? Krishna made her take birth as Kubja, very ugly girl, so that nobody will marry her until Krishna comes to Mathura. Nobody will marry her. If someone's ugly, who will marry? Nobody will marry, right? So Krishna made sure she was ugly, and when she came and met Krishna face to face, she offered sandalwood to Krishna, right? And then what happened? Immediately, Krishna calls her Sundari and just, holds her chin. Krishna holds her chin and she becomes a beautiful girl, right? That back, everything goes, and she becomes so beautiful. Everybody is just shocked to see, so beautiful. And then Krishna accepts her as a wife, right? So her desire also will be fulfilled. So Kubja's desire will be fulfilled. So like this in Krishna, when Krishna comes, Krishna fulfills the desires of so many devotees, almost many devotees, because Krishna is Akila Rasamrita Murti. Anybody wants any kind of rasa with Krishna, it's possible. In Ram, Madhurya was not possible. Only Sita Mata was there, right? So Krishna comes, and that's why he's called reservoir of all the rasas, or all the mellows of love, right? Madhurya, unlimitedly, right? Like 100 people also can go and accept Krishna as show Madhurya Bhav to Krishna. He will accept them as wives, right? So he had that power. I mean, because Krishna came in as himself. He did not incarnate. He was an avatari himself coming down, right? Like in Ram, Krishna incarnated into Ram and he came, right? As Ram and he came. But here Krishna came down as he is. That's why, right? That is very important. And then, yeah. So all these things, and here it is said, no, sometimes even when Krishna comes, only devotees can understand the Lord. You will not understand even if Krishna comes in front of you. Sometimes, demoniac people won't understand. Like Kamsa. See, it was the same Mathura land where all these people served him. But on the same Mathura land, there was demons like Kamsa, Chanura, Mushtika, everybody. They never appreciated the Lord, right? They rather started to fight with the Lord and they got killed also, right? So that's why all different kind of people exist. Different kind of personalities exist in our own self also. Depends on you, whom you want to nurture. You want to nurture the Prahlad in you, or you want to nurture the Hiranyakashipu in you, right? We have good and bad, right? In Kali Yuga, good and bad exist in the same person, but it depends completely on ourselves, what we want to nurture, right? That's very important. And so they were all feeling bad, actually, these ladies of Hastinapur, because he's going away, right? So that's why, see, it is said, I think here or in the previous shloka, they say, oh, he's just going away now. Yeah, in the next shloka, they say, he's just going away now. And yeah, how lucky are the Dwarka inhabitants. They always get to see Krishna. But he's going away now. We can't see Krishna anymore. Right? So that separation bhav has to be there. Right? Only then, I mean, what does this separation signify actually? Why should this be there? What does this signify?
Detachment.
Detachment from what?
Vipralamba bhav.
Desires.
Vipralamba bhav. Yeah. Means what?
Devotion in separation. All the time
Yeah.
thinking of him
What
when
is
he's
special
not
about
there.
that? Huh? What is so special about devotion in separation?
Actually, when Krishna is there in front of you, you don't think of him. You enjoy his presence. But when he is not there, so all thoughts are centered around Krishna.
Haribol, very nice. See, when Krishna leaves Hastinapur and goes to Dwarka, the wives, no, the 16,108 queens, they have tears. All the citizens, it's like, it's been yuga, 1 yuga since Krishna went. Actually, a few months only. But they are like, oh, 1 millennium only is over. Krishna didn't come back still. They were all in melancholy. And when Krishna plays blows the conch shell at the entrance of Dwarka, indicating that I'm back to Dwarka, everybody starts decorating their houses. They make food for Krishna. They give presentations. They make presentations ready. They decorate the roads. They throw everything, flowers and everything, and they start decorating, right? So that is very important actually. And so here in separation, the love intensifies, right? As Mataji said. And which is this dham actually? Anyone knows?
Puri Dham, Mataji.
Puri, right? Very nice. So what is so special about Puri in our sampradaya?
This in Puri Dham, like the Lord is experiencing separation from Radharani.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually he is missing Krishna as Radha, and Krishna is missing him.
Yeah. So in Puri, Krishna is, Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani, and in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Radharani in separation from Krishna, right? So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to Puri, right? So yeah. So Puri is very, very special in our sampradaya because of the Vipralamba bhav, separate, right? It's most significant actually for our sampradaya, and it's why? Because of the Vipralamba bhav. It's very high because Krishna himself is in separation. In separation, always love intensifies, love expands, right? So, like a simple example, if your mother is there with you at home, you will be like, ah, she is there, I am there. That's it. You will be in your own world. But say your mother goes to some relative's house and say she doesn't come for 1 week. Every day you will call her, how are you, Amma? Where are you? Did you eat? Right? And she also keeps calling you, did you eat? What did you do for dinner, lunch? Did you come home? Did you go to office? Etc. etc. 24 hours you keep talking to each other. Right? But when she was there, no, that much and all, it was not there. Right? So when in the absence, actually, the value is unveiled, no, of a person. Right? So this happens actually. This is the sign of advancement. If you miss a particular person, if you miss a particular temple or devotee association, right? And then after so many days you go back, you actually start crying. Why? You were missing so much. So that missing means your sign, that is the sign of advancement. You are advancing. Because the how much, if you're missing more, right? That means you're advancing more. Because you have that level of detachment growing from material world. The attachment is going towards that particular person, that particular temple, that particular devotee, that particular deity, right? That particular devotion service. Some people are attached to Shravanam, some people are attached to Kirtanam, right? If you don't do Kirtanam one day, if you don't do Shravanam one day, you will start missing, right? I know a devotee in the temple. She is a full-time devotee, and whenever she cooks, no, she plays Prabhupada's lecture. Whenever she drives the car, she plays Prabhupada's lecture, right? Whatever she does, she has Prabhupada's lecture all the time playing. And she says, if I don't play the lecture, things won't move. I can't move my hands. I don't know what to do. Right? So that is called devotion, eagerness, no? Rupa Goswami says, the Namagana Sadaruchi. Namagana Sadaruchi. Always eager, right, to Namagana, to do devotion service, as in to do Kirtanam or Shravanam, holy name, basically. Right? So that is very important. And that's why missing is a good sign. If you don't miss, that means that particular thing never made any difference in your life. That's why you're not missing. It's everything is same. Without that also you are able to live. With that, in fact, it becomes a pain for some people. I need to chant now. Oh God, I need to do this sadhana. Otherwise, I'm gone. Right? It's out of pressure some people do, no? So Prabhupada says initially you have to do even if you don't like it, out of pressure. But later it's going to turn into pleasure. Right? From pressure, it becomes pleasure going forward. But if you are not putting in any effort to make it turn into pleasure, then it will be pressure entire life. Not just this life, even next life, it will be pressure only. Right? Here also, demigods, in the shloka, it is said, no, the ladies say, how glorious is the land of Mathura, where Krishna has walked on the soils of Mathura. And even in heavenly planets, they don't get this pleasure or this opportunity. Krishna never goes to heaven and performs such leelas. There is no Dwarka leela in heaven. There is no Vrindavan leela in heaven. All those things happen in earth only, not in heaven. Right? Why? And how heavenly people or these heavenly devotees or people meet the Lord? Anyone knows? Do they get to see him always?
They don't forget him only, no, Mataji. All the time they remember him.
No?
No,
Indra has committed Vaishnava aparadh so many times. We don't commit offense if we forget Krishna. I mean, if we remember Krishna.
What's the question, Mataji?
Question
Hare Krishna.
is, what is happening here basically? How do these heavenly people get to meet Krishna?
I mean, they cannot literally meet. It is just only like Brahma can try to have a virtual conversation. I don't know even if a real meet is possible or not, actually.
Yeah, Very nice. It's actually not real, actually. So what happens? They all go when they have to meet Krishna. Again, when adharma prevails, no, when adharma starts predominating, that's when they all get insecure about their positions. Oh, my position will go, right? So that's when what happens? They will all run to Brahmadev. They will say, oh, this is happening. This asura is doing that. That asura is doing this. What to do? Right? And then Brahma will say, okay, I don't have an issue, the solution. We all have to go to Vishnu. He only will have the solution. So they will go to Shvetadweep. Okay, so Shvetadweep is like Shweta means white, right? It's a white island, it's called Kshir Sagar. It's an ocean of milk. Kshir means milk, right? It's a sagar, ocean of milk. And in that milk, you can see Vishnu resides on Anantashesh with Lakshmi. Right, and then they all run there, and over here, because of the Brahma Jyoti effulgence, nobody can see the Lord. Nobody can see. They can all see some ball of light. That's it. Then they start singing Purusha Sukta, that, and there's so many prayers are there. Then, if Krishna is pleased, Vishnu is pleased, he will move the curtain of that light, and demigods will be able to see Vishnu. Okay, but they will not be able to talk. Right, they can only see and offer obeisances. Even Shiva, right, you can see over here. Then Brahma also can't go inside. They can only stand on the edge of the Kshir Sagar, and heart to heart communication happens. No mouth to mouth, right? It's not words, on just heart. Whatever he thinks in the heart, Vishnu will understand, and Vishnu will say that answer or reply directly in the heart. He will feed it into Brahma's heart, and then Brahma will understand, and then they will go, and Brahma will explain to them, all the demigods, what is the conversation, and that's how it happens. So that's why they are saying even demigods don't get a chance to see the leelas, to participate in the leelas. Right, this is all their boundaries. This is all they have to stand here, and they have to see the Lord. That's it. They will not get to see Krishna. They will not get to see the leelas. They will not get to associate. Right, but how we, as ordinary people born on earth, we get that opportunity. If you go to Dham, you will be able to see the Lord. I mean, right, if you go to Dham, that's the importance of going to Dham. Actually, once in a year, at least in Kartik month, we have to go to Dham. Why? Because it is a place where Krishna literally performed his leelas. They all literally happened, right, in the Dham. When you go there, you are in association with the Lord directly. Although the Lord has gone back to Goloka, you are in the association with the Lord's, the space, the soil, the air, the water, like the Bay of Bengal that is there in Puri. Literally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took a dip in it, right? So it's considered holy. We all take bath in the same water there, right? So that water exists, right? So by taking association of the water, you are actually taking association of the Lord. Right, so that's why Dham is very important. In Kartik month especially, you have to go to Dham. One Dham at least, one day at least, go to a Dham and offer service. Right, it's called Dham Seva. Right, very, very important. And yeah, with this I'll end. Any questions, anybody?
Mataji, one question actually.
Yes.
Look, for example, like when you say that Devatas, they cannot take part in many leelas, right? But for example, on the Rasa Leela, right? Well, there are stories like where Shiva descend down to earth just to participate in Rasa Leela. How do we understand that? Did it happen?
No, Shiva doesn't belong to demigod category. He is beyond that actually. He's a pure Vaishnava.
Oh.
Right, and when Krishna wants to perform pastimes with others, right, he will select who should perform pastimes. Like Brahma Vimohan Leela, Brahma got the opportunity. Govardhan Leela, Indra got the opportunity. Right, so they are all demigods, but they still got the opportunity to perform because first reason, Krishna's causeless mercy. Right, Krishna will decide, okay, so sad, this person is intensely desiring, I will give him a chance. Right, like Varunadev. Varunadev hid Nanda Maharaj so that Krishna will come searching for him and I can see Krishna. Can you imagine? Right, so Varunadev hid Nanda Maharaj. Krishna comes running. What happened to my father? Then he will see Krishna and he will let go of Nanda Maharaj. He will say, go. Right, so just to see Krishna, he Krishna selects and Krishna gives a chance, but very little. Not like others, whenever we want, we can go and offer our service. And some devote, some like in fact in Dwaraka Leela, all the queens are none other than Lakshmis only. They are all demigods only, Lakshmis, and most of the Mathura Vasis, they are also demigods only. But they were given the opportunity for that particular incarnation. They can come down as the participant in the pastime, right?
Thank you, ma'am.
Depends on our desire. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, what is Prarabdha Karma and Sanchita Karma?
Prarabdha karma is something that has not manifested as yet, Mataji. So say you have done some crime, some example, say there is a thief and that thief has gone and done some robbery. Okay, he doesn't get punished immediately. Say nobody got to know, he escaped off. I didn't get punished. I will go and do one more robbery. So he understands that, oh, even if I do robbery, nobody will punish me. So I will do more and more robbery. Right? So that is prarabdha karma. So what is happening in the robbery stage? Once you do the robbery, the karma, the reaction is not yet manifest. It is in the dormant form. Right? Right? So that's why he is doing more and more robbery. But because each that dormant form means it is in seed form, it'll take some time to germinate, right? And then maybe in the next janma he will get the first reaction, first robbery ka reaction he will get in the next janma. So until then it was prarabdha, it was dormant, right? So and sanchita karma is the sum total of all the reactions, right? How many ever times that person has done robbery, all the reactions put together is sanchita karma. Okay?
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, it is said that in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna is eternally performing his leelas, right? But on earth, we have Bhuloka Vrindavan, right? So how is that leelas happening only on earth?
Only on earth. No.
Yeah, Mataji.
Happening.
During the course of this class, you had kind of mentioned that the leelas or Krishna leelas are happening on earth, right?
Yeah, they happen on earth.
Yeah, so is it happening only on earth or is it happening elsewhere also?
See, Krishna appears once in the day of Brahma. Means that 311 trillion years, I think, if I'm not wrong, is one lifetime of Brahma. I'm not sure about the numbers. And 2 kalpas put together is one full day of Brahma, 24 hours of Brahma, right? So once Krishna will appear. If Krishna has appeared in this particular earth now, say he appeared and went, right? Now that is one day. The next day, if after that 2 kalpas, Krishna will appear in the on earth of some other universe. There are multiple universes. There are multiple planetary systems, right? So every day, Brahma will be seeing, oh, Krishna has appeared here. Tomorrow he'll appear there. So once in every day, Krishna will keep appearing. Did that
Okay,
answer?
Mataji.
Okay. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अंतकोटि वैष्णव मंदिर की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।